YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I have found this source online and I do believe it to be true, and it's about the bullying allegations against Meghan. Now, allegedly, it has been claimed, and we know there's a lot of validity to this, that royal aides were systematically bullied by Meghan at the time when she was a senior royal. They have wanted to get justice against Meghan and the abuse that they endured while they was working underneath her. And 10 staffers are set to reveal her diva antics that drove William and Harry apart. So allegedly, as Robert Lacey wrote in his book, it was revealed to William by staff, realised that Meghan had been bullying the staff systematically at Buckingham Palace. And when this was brought to William's attention, he immediately confronted Harry, basically said to him, you know, get your wife together, sort her out. And Harry was very defensive of the tyrant Meghan. And basically, as a result, William fell out with Harry, and he then proceeded to split up the charitable efforts that they was meant to be doing together as a united front, and he essentially drove Harry and Meghan out of the royal firm. So I'm going to get into this source. With Duchess Meghan's brutal bullying of royal staffers is the real reason Harry split with his family, fled to America, and why she's hated by the Queen. Palace insiders say furious Prince William fought with his brother after two workers quit and booted Harry out of the palace when his diva wife refused to apologise to him. William is convinced calculating Meghan schemed it all to get Harry alone inside a squill. William believed Meghan was following a plan. An agenda was the word he used to his friend, undermining some precious principles of the monarchy. If she really was treating her staff in this way, according to historian Robert Lacey's new book, Battle of the Brothers, William was upset that she seemed to be stealing his beloved brother away. And that's exactly what he said, because remember what I put that on the channel about the way in which Robert Lacey has written about the dynamic of William trying to get Harry to wake up, realizing that Harry is delusional, and then wanting him out of the firm, essentially. William was upset that she seems to be stealing Harry away. Tragically, that appears to be what has happened. The former B-list actress who starred in the TV drama Suits has driven a wedge between Harry and his kin, says Palace insiders, who claim she forced the red-haired royal to bolt from Britain and eventually settle in California. More recently, she got him to join her public trashing of his family, including his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. And we know that they have essentially trashed Queen Elizabeth and used her for their financial gain, because this has been well documented that Harry ran away as soon as the Diana unveiling was done. He literally jumped on the first private plane back to America, literally within minutes. He jumped in a car, drove straight to the airport, didn't waste any time, did not wait around for the Queen to come back from Scotland, didn't go to Scotland to visit her, this lady who he's trying to honour, this lady who essentially he is saying he has named his daughter after because he respects her legacy so much, blah, 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 blah. He has just scarpered, like, of immediate effect. He just ran away. So it says here, now Her Majesty has blown a royal fuse and demanded a new probe into the Meghan bullying scandal, which she believes has exposed the monarchy to ridicule and criticism. Sources say that at least 10 former palace staffers are eagerly lining up to rat out Meghan. They have been silent for too long and there is much to talk about, says an insider. Even a newspaper reporter may be questioned by royal investigators after saying she witnessed Meghan turn and hiss at a member of her entourage, clearly incandescent with rage about something during a visit to Fiji, says a courtier. And you can see that did actually happen, because that particular member of staff quit immediately after their royal tour in Fiji. She had all of this stuff to say about Kate and Kate making her cry, but she didn't mention the fact that she essentially trashed her whole family, didn't invite any of them to the wedding, and disrespected her whole family. She was just talking about Kate and what happened to Kate 10 years ago, which really highlights that she basically is a nasty, spiteful person. The reporter insists the staffer was so distressed she was sitting in an official car with tears running down her face. But Meghan is denying charges. She shouted at humiliated workers and ruled by fear. She told an aide, "It's not my job to coddle people," and slams her former team as lousy workers, the court claimed. The Duchess of Sussex has demanded a point-by-point breakdown of the allegations and is adamant the staff were not up to their jobs, says a source close to the bullying probe. Her best friend Jessica Mulroney insists that Meghan is kind and empathetic and loving. Meanwhile, author Lacey nails Meghan's bullying as the final straw, leading to Harry spitting from his family. After William learned about Meghan's bad behaviour in 2018, Dossier of Distress, compiled by Jason Knauf, the communications secretary of both princes, Harry's big brother was astonished, horrified, and went absolutely ballistic, which is what I said. The furious heir to the throne immediately ordered an aide to divvy up the royal staff so his crew couldn't be abused by Meghan anymore. He wished to be separated from her on a day-to-day basis, which meant he was separated from his brother as well. The author writes, in a furious phone call, William and Harry clashed over the bullying claims, and the younger prince defended his wife, according to Mulroney, who claims when Harry flared up in a furious defense for Meghan, the elder brother persisted. Harry shut off his phone angrily, so William went to speak to him personally. He wanted to hear what Harry had to say about Meghan's low-down, nasty, trashy behaviour. The showdown between the brothers was fierce and bitter. William's fury and desire to be away from the couple resulted in him booting Harry and Meghan out of Kensington Palace to Frogmore Cottage and then finally to America. The Queen reacted by stripping Harry of all his honorary military titles and has iced out his wife. Since then, Meghan and Harry have claimed they are the victims of a smear campaign by racist royal family members and the palace men in grey, who will issue a full report on the Duchess's behaviour earlier next year. But a palace insider notes Harry and Meghan have been publicly exposed as liars by the Queen herself, and their justifications for their outlandish behaviour are increasingly seen as self-serving blubber. So, I've gotten pretty far with this and it's come to the end of the article. Neither Harry's father, Prince Charles, nor William want anything to do with the couple. They are considered a total disgrace to the entire monarchy, which they are. I mean, they're a complete and utter embarrassment, to say the least. What do I really think about this? I think that it's absolutely disgusting. I think that she done it. I can't wait for these 10 staffers to come forward. And as I said, I've read the extract of Robert Lacey's book. I do believe it 110% to be true. And Meghan and Harry have been trifling. Even when they went to Frogmore Cottage, they then proceeded to spend £2.4 million of the taxpayers' money on renovations that were unnecessary, and it was all pretty much just because they could. And how do we know if the money even really went on renovating the cottage? Did the money actually go on their get out clause? Did they buy a bunch of jewelry and loads of expensive things and furnishings that they could then sell indirectly at Christie's or somewhere like that, and then jet off to America to get away from it all? They definitely are trashy, and Meghan is definitely someone who's rude because she doesn't even talk to her own family, because they're not in the same social class as her anymore, and because they're not rich and all the rest of it. She doesn't even acknowledge them. So we know that this is someone who will definitely talk to someone who is not as rich as her in a very disrespectful way. And don't you hate people like that? People who are arrogant and conceited and feel as though just because you don't make as much money as them, or just because you're not as wealthy as them, or you don't own as much real estate as they own, you are beneath them. And everyone has met those people, and sometimes these people creep up in your actual immediate family, or they creep up it in a friendship that you may have had for 10 years. You know, it really has happened to me in real time. You know, I've had friends who have become extremely arrogant because they feel as though they're, you know, now more successful, and, you know, that they're just essentially too good to talk to me now because they've achieved this, or they've done this, or, you know, they've been to this place. And it's really sad, but people like that, you know, you're better off without them than having them in your life. That's what I personally feel. Good riddance, right? So yeah, with all that being said, guys, as I said, yeah, I definitely believe this to be true, and we have to wait and see as to when the report comes out, and only time will tell. I'll be back with another video. Bye, guys.